Hey guys, welcome to Amberg Acres. So today I'm going to show you our cookie cutter setup. And you may be asking, what is a cookie? So this is what we call a cookie. This is a chunk of oak that we cut at an angle, and that creates this nice plaque or piece for a sign that you can laser or carve or whatever something into it and make a nice sign out of it. So this is my setup here. So let me give you a closer look at this setup. So basically what I did is I took a piece of channel and I just drilled a bunch of holes in it there, okay? And this bolt is just sitting in there loose. It's basically a pin, all right? So I can move this bracket wherever, all the way along here to make the angle steeper or shallower or whatever, okay? So then I get that log on there, and I have screws in here, these big leg screws that I put in there, and that's what's holding that log on there. And it wiggles a little bit, but it's not too bad. Something I may add in the future is maybe a turnbuckle here that would help stiffen up this end, and then that would make it easier to raise and lower or change your angle while you have the log sitting on there. But I don't know, that's down the road. Right now, this is the first time I've used it with this setup. So the issue I'm having, or the biggest issue, I've had a couple of little issues, but the biggest issue is I had this log, I had it slid all the way back to that bar, and that bar was holding it so it wouldn't just slide down and fall down. So that gives me a 64-inch log that I can start with. The problem is I only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think I scrapped 1 or 2, so like 6 or 7 cookies, and then I have to move it because I'm going to hit this angle right here. So the first thing I could try is take this off, cut this. These are pieces that I welded together. They were like 6 inches long. So there's a seam right here. I could cut that off. I could grind that weld off and cut that off and make this a little shorter. Okay? So that would help a little bit. But then the other issue is trying to slide this up so that I can start cutting some more. So this log is way too heavy for me to push or lift or whatever. So I grabbed it, you can see the marks right here. I grabbed it with my grapple and lifted it up and set it back on there and then jumped off and threw the screws in. The problem with that is, one, I'm damaging it. So I got to cut this all off here to get rid of that damage, okay? And then once I do that, I'm only going to get, you know, five or 6 cookies, and then I got to do it all over again, slide the thing up, you know? So that's one of the issues I'm having. So I got to come up with a better way of loading this big log on here. Now, if you got a smaller log, then I can handle it maybe by myself and just slide it up. But for right now, that's the biggest issue I am having. So I got this one bolted on here. We're going to take a cut, and we're going to try and cut this all off here all in one chunk, get rid of those marks. So I don't know if you could see that on the camera, But because I'm stuck out so far here, this thing just wants to rock like that, right? I helped a little bit yesterday by putting a strap on there, and that helped hold it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a strap back on there. But that's where I think one the turnbuckle might help, but that really isn't what's rocking. What's rocking is this channel down here that it's not, there's no way to really attach it right to the sawmill. And that's what's rocking. And I have clamps there. I have these orange clamps on there. And none of this is very strong stuff. These clamps are pretty much garbage. They're for holding two pieces of wood together. But that's all I really have here. I don't have a big enough clamp to clamp that properly. So that's another thing I have to try and figure out. If I can get this more rigid, this thing will probably work really good, you know, but I just got to get it more rigid. So I'm going to throw my strap on there and see if that helps a little bit. All right, let's see if that strap helps. So there you go. Nice cookie. Nice plaque or sign, whatever you want to make out of it. This stuff's really got some really neat rays coming out of that middle of that pith there. When you cut them like that, it's really cool looking. Can't wait to see what that looks like when I stain it. So I have a couple of options that I've been thinking about. So I don't know if I want to shorten this or not, but because I cut off quite a chunk there. Where did I throw that? That's probably almost 3 inches I cut off there at the beginning. So what, you know, if I get 6 here, what I was thinking was if I could take something and put an eye bolt here, you know, and then a strap to these corners of this this bunk, or right into the rail itself, a strap to tighten it there, and then do one on that side to tighten that up so that it don't rock like that. I think that would be a simple solution, 2 little tiny straps. So if I do that, then I probably want to leave this longer and not cut that off. But it's just something in my head that I'm thinking about. We're gonna finish cutting this down, okay? I gotta remove this strap now because I'm already almost hitting it with the blade when I drop down now. So I gotta remove that strap. So I'm gonna finish cutting up this log, and then I'm gonna get a smaller log. I have a smaller diameter log over there that I'm gonna put on there, and I'm gonna lower the angle and see what those turn out to. They'll be elongated more, but they won't be as wide. Just, you know, they won't be as wide, basically. All right, so I'm gonna finish cutting this up. So I got 11 good pieces out of that log, which I can work with this a little better, you know. So maybe I should cut the log shorter. Measure from here to my highest point now of where that machine goes to, and just that's what I cut the log to, and then I don't have to try and move it. It's on there. It'll stay there. That's going to be it. Okay. And whatever you get out of that piece, you get out of that piece. So that's one option. So I'm going to try that. And I think this helped. I put this strap around here like this. I think that helped a lot. But I think it would help more if I went all over to the side here more. I think that's going to help doing that. So let me putz here. I got to get another log up here. And we're going to probably cut it to a different number and see how that works. All right. Well, there's always some reason it doesn't quite work the way I wanted it to. So I put some bolts in here so I could strap this down and get this tighter. And of course, because I did that, now the log hits on them bolts. So I don't know. There's also a knot in there. There's also a knot in there that's holding it up a little bit. So maybe it's a combination of the two. So I took my first cut. I got about, I don't know, 1.5 inches there to go to get that to be a point. So that length of that log worked pretty good. That was 84 inches. So now you see the difference. Narrower board, but it makes a longer oval, right? So you can put your northern pike on there or whatever you want to put on there, you know? So I am cutting these at 1 inch thick. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but 1 inch thick. And this is the damage I've been talking about from the grapple. So this log was down that hill over there, that third tree that I cut the other day, and it was down that hill. Yeah, I had to grab it with the grapple to get it up the hill. That's the only way I could get it out of there. So I'll just use these for something else. I'll peel the bark off them and use them a different way, you know. It is what it is. You just got to work with it. It's, you know, it does become difficult at times handling this stuff, and as long as you're careful, you can do it. But you know, sometimes you end up with stuff you don't want, and that's just why it is, because it is what it is. So we'll slice a few here and make some cookies. See, I'm beyond that, the little bit right there yet. I'm beyond that damage now, so all the rest of these should be good. So out of that log, if I count the one that I got the fork damage on there, if I count that one, I got 8 pieces at that angle, and I got this nice piece here. I mean, wouldn't that look cool sitting in the corner of your living room with your muskie that you caught on there, vertical, like he's jumping out of the water? You know, I think that would look great, don't you? Yeah, we got to get these dried up. So we got to get these stacked and get them in my dryer over there and see how long it takes to dry this oak. I'm just thinking this is going to take a lot longer than that pine. That pine, after about a month, it's pretty good and you can work with it. I think these are going to take a little longer than that. And we're losing our heat now for the summer, so it's October 1st here. So yeah, it's going to get cold. So I think that's going to make this take longer to dry these. But we're going to get these stacked and stickered in the oven and get them dried up. Yeah, I think that's nice. Nice stuff. Before I end this video, I got one more thing I want to show you here. So basically what I need to do is drill another hole down further, down here further, so that these are out of the way of the log. So that'll help. So at least I know that'll work. So the thing I wanted to show you here was how I made this. This is hinged. It's on a bar. It's welded to a bar. But I cut the bar. And I put a flat on the bar. And these 2 round pieces here have a slot in it. So I can just take that thing apart. And that way it makes it lighter for me to lift on and off of here. So let's get you up closer so you can see what I'm actually doing there. You're looking right here at this hinge. So this is just a tube that I cut a slot through. The bar has a flat on both sides. All I have to do is lift it up. Well, I'm in the wrong spot for this. There. Lift it up and pull it out. So can you see the flats on here? There's flats on here. And there's slots in here. And then this is just in a hole. So I can turn it around. Whatever, if I want to go really low, I could move it up this way, but it's quite a big difference from this side to this side. That's 43 inches for the length of the log. When I flip it this way, it came out to 84 inches for the length of the log. That little bit, 6 inches or 8 inches, whatever that is, that little bit makes a huge difference, you know? All right, guys, so that's how we make cookies. You could just stand a log up, you know, a bigger log, and just slice them to make round cookies. I've done that in my first cookie video there that I made where I baked them on the grill. Those were just round ones that I cut. But these look much better, you know, when you have the angle on them. They look so much better. So now I got to figure out some designs for these. Got to get them dried, and that's going to be it. All right, so if you like these videos, you know, give me a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and we will catch you on the next one.